When most of us picture ancient Egypt, we imagine a silent, static empire built for the dead. We see towering stone monuments meant to house mummies and guard dusty graves for eternity. It is easy to look at this unforgiving expanse of sun-bleached rock and assume the entire civilization was obsessed with the afterlife, leaving behind little more than miles of desolate pathways leading to isolated tombs. But that obsession with the grave is a historical decoy. The massive shadows cast by these monuments hide a much brighter, more active reality. 3,500 years ago, this was a highly advanced, bustling society driven by millions of people living vibrant lives. To actually understand how this civilization achieved its incredible feats, we have to stop staring at their graves and investigate how they spent their days. The engine that drove this entire society was the Nile River. The stark contrast between the harsh, barren sand and the lush vegetation growing directly along the water's edge shows exactly how this river turned an arid landscape into an economic powerhouse. By dawn, a highly organized system was already in motion. Looking at this preserved agricultural painting, we can see the working class operating in specialized roles, actively swinging scythes to harvest grain, while fishermen worked the nearby waters. Away from the fields, densely packed marketplaces filled the cities. Merchants managed complex trade routes, importing precious jewelry, exotic spices, and rare goods from distant empires. Inside their homes and schools, citizens cultivated a rigorous education system. Children studied mathematics and medicine, and as this dense grid of carved hieroglyphics shows, they mastered a highly intricate written language to record their knowledge. The immense power of the Egyptian empire was built on the backs of this specialized, educated workforce, rather than an army of mindless laborers. While the streets hummed with commerce, a different kind of work happened behind the imposing stone columns of the sacred temples. Here, priests conducted deeply secretive rituals every single day. They maintained order through a highly effective system of psychological control. The societal belief was absolute. If the gods grew angry, the Nile's floods would fail, the crops would wither, and the kingdom would collapse. Psychological leverage was reinforced by advanced astronomy. This vibrant blue relief carving depicts their deep understanding of the stars. By tracking celestial movements, symbolized by the figures riding boats, the ruling class predicted changing seasons, coordinated nationwide farming cycles, and made their leadership appear divine. At the absolute apex sat the pharaohs. Standing over their subjects like this giant stone monument, they weaponized both religious devotion and scientific knowledge to rule as living gods. In this society, religion and astronomical science were completely intertwined. Together, they formed a unified technology designed to maintain absolute order and guarantee the empire's prosperity. This mastery extended into surprising areas of daily life. The same citizens who farmed the Nile also performed complex anatomical surgeries and even mixed the world's earliest known form of toothpaste. Yet massive physical mysteries remain. Take a look at the sheer, flat surface of this unfinished obelisk still trapped in the bedrock. It captures the absurd weight of their building materials, leaving modern engineers to figure out how they transported multi-ton stones for miles across shifting sand. Then there is the geometry. These structures were built with flawless, precise alignment to specific star constellations, achieved entirely without the use of modern surveying equipment or compasses. And despite deploying ground-penetrating radar and modern satellite imagery, researchers know there are still countless hidden chambers and structural secrets buried beneath the dunes, actively evading our technology. These engineering and medical anomalies suggest a grasp of physics and biology that we are still working to fully map out. Today, archaeologists treat the desert like an enormous, active cold case. Teams are constantly at work in deep excavation pits, unearthing raw stone blocks and uncovering fresh evidence. The frequency of these discoveries is staggering. Almost every single year, forgotten cities emerge from the earth, and untouched, brilliantly painted tomb chambers like this one are illuminated for the first time in millennia. These continuous finds strip away the dark perception of a morbid society. What emerges instead is a vibrant civilization, fueled by brilliant inventions, staggering human ambition, and millions of families simply trying to thrive. While the stone pyramids remain their most famous symbols, their greatest achievement remains the complex, living world that actually coordinated their construction. A moment of wonder. And somewhere beneath those endless golden deserts, thousands of untold stories are still waiting silently to be discovered.